Duncan the Highlander here, and I'm going to try to give you guys a little breakdown, or if not even a breakdown, how about just an overall Duncan synopsis of UFC 213, and or maybe even just the whole weekend, and my opinion on some of the events that happened, some of the fights, and yeah, there we go. So I guess the biggest news was from the start, besides Justin Gaethje. If you don't know who Justin Gaethje is, look him up. He's a goddamn character and a half. Um, but besides Justin Gaethje's phenomenal win, the big news was Amanda Nunes got removed from the fight, or she declined to fight basically right before. Now, right now, all that's going around everywhere is that she's afraid and that Dana White pushed her under the bus, and everyone's talking about how she must be scared. Um, so, very, very rarely in combat sports do you really feel that at this high level that there are opponents or that there are fighters that are actually scared of each other, that are trying not to fight. These Amanda Nunes, she trains every day, she grinds hard, she fights. She's already fought this person and has a victory over her. She beat Ronda Rousey, retired Ronda Rousey, and retired Misha Tate. She's a savage. Like, she's literally a savage. um I mean, you have to realize that there are just days. Everybody has a weird day. You know what I mean? Like a stomach bug or whatever. And when you're going into something where you're throwing bones at each other, you want to be at 100%. I feel like that's not too ridiculous to want to be at 100%. Yeah, there's always times and there's always fights that you're not going to be 100%. But there's some things that you can fight through. There's one thing that my first martial art instructor used to say is knowing the difference between being injured and being wounded. So and that can mean mentally as well, I feel. Maybe, and I'm not saying that she was mentally weak at that time. Like, I feel like when you hear that, people assume that they're talking, oh, mentally, that means that she was afraid. No, but what I'm saying is maybe her stomach hurt or whatever it was, and what it was that affected her made her feel that she wasn't going to be able to compete at her best. And that is enough. You shouldn't put yourself at risk if you don't feel like you're going to be able to compete at all cylinders. That's, I think fair, and I think that's the most important part. Um, okay, moving on from there. If we talk about Justin Gaethje's fight versus Michael Johnson, real quick, fucking amazing fight, back and forth. Um, Justin Gaethje is just phenomenal at putting pressure, coming in. One of the things that I saw in this fight that he did quite a bit that I like is that he likes to throw leg kicks from really in close. He almost keeps a hand on you and throws these leg kicks that chop right in. He likes to do them right from the clinch, which is really unique. That's not something that you see a lot of people doing. He just pressures forward, coming in. He's one of those people that I don't know, that I don't like fighting. I don't like fighting like that. I had to, in my last kickboxing fight, I had to be the person that had to push a lot of pressure. I don't enjoy fighting like that, and I also know I don't like being pressured like that. But that's the type of style that Justin Gaethje likes. You know what I mean? And you can tell he definitely excels at it. He was able to just move forward, and he would take a lot of shots. And when he would take shots, what he would do is he would keep his hands up, and they would fire shots. Michael Johnson would throw combos at him, and what he would do is he was trying to kind of wing them back at the end of the shots, at the end of the combos. But what happened was, from doing that, this kind of left him open in the middle. Michael Johnson finally saw it and kind of was able to get a little, like maybe a bolo punch, hook, uppercut mix that was able to get Gaethje down to his feet. But he's just a savage. He was able to grind through, and push Michael Johnson up against the cage and finish him off. And that was just amazing. Another amazing finish of the night was Laprise versus, oh, the name is escaping me off the top of my head right now, but I know he lost to Jacare and then he dropped down from middleweight. It'll come into my mind. But this was a fight at 170, and it was awesome. Lepre had great angles. That's something I really like seeing. And he came in, and as Chad was throwing a combo, he came in with a jab up top and followed right down low with a cross. And what made it interesting and what made it weird is that normally you see people landing to a left hook to this part of the body. You know what I mean? So if I'm using my left hand, I'm probably going to hit you on your right side. But what he was able to do is when he threw his right punch, it came across and landed right on the right side of the man, dropping him right in the liver. It was really interesting, really, really beautiful body shot there. Got to give a big shout out to Rob Font. Rob Font is a fighter out of Sityo, which is right in Boston, Mass, which is only a few hours from me. My gym, Recon, is affiliated with Sityo, and I'm hoping to be able to go down there and get some footage of me training with him and maybe get an interview, all sorts of things. And, or just, I wouldn't say interview, but sit down, talk and stuff. Hope to get something like that going in the future, of course. But, yeah, but his fight, amazing. Just used beautiful stand up, and I hate just using stand up as a general term, but he was able to control his distance. And at a moment when his opponent came in for a takedown, he went super high on the guillotine, got lifted up, but he had cranked the guillotine all the way across and choked him out. Beautiful. Um, yeah, cool. So that was kind of like a nice little, I don't know, little short little snippet of the fights. I'm gonna try to give more of them in the future. I'm definitely gonna give a more in-depth analysis, breakdown, my opinions for the next fight coming up, because I'm going to make sure to purchase that one. So I must admit that I wasn't able to watch every second of this last fight, so of this last card. So I'm going off of a lot of the things that I read and a lot of the snippets that I got, because I'm waiting until it gets on Fight Pass. But this next card, this next pay-per-view, is a banger, and I'm definitely going to purchase that. We got DC defending his belt against John Jones, which just sounds crazy to hear. And that's the headliner. And then you've got the welterweight title. Finally, Damian Maia got his shot against Tyrone Woodley, which will be very interesting. My jiu-jitsu coach is actually friends with Damian Maia. And then past that, you have Chris Cyborg, who seems to be a fan of me on Instagram. Thanks, Chris Cyborg, if you see this. And she is finally probably going to be crowned the 145-pound champion. She originally had a solid opponent in Megan Anderson, who was somebody who also fought at 145, but she got pulled. So now Chris Cyborg is fighting the 135-pound champion from Invicta. Her name is escaping me, but this is another one of those times where Chris Cyborg is fighting somebody who's smaller than her, which is kind of annoying, but it's not anything she can do. And of course, just like everybody else, I'm really excited to see this fight. Yeah, this next card is going to be amazing. So within this time, I'm also hoping to get a fight together for myself. So in that process, I'm going to start documenting me training, and hopefully I'm going to get to train with a lot of different people, different black belts. Rodney, he is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt who should be in sometime next week. He actually just won the most prestigious grappling tournament in the world, the Abu Dhabi World Championships. So if you've made it this far and you got to hear that, please share, because that'll be a nice little thing to get under my YouTube hat. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of good people showing up here. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands, guys. Fucking doing a bunch of shit. I wanted to start making more videos with me chit-chatting. So, yeah. I hope you guys like this. If you guys do, please share. I hope you guys enjoyed some of the content. Please leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know some things that you think I can do to do better. Leave me questions. Everything I did right now, it just came off the top of my head. So it'll be a little easier once you guys leave me questions and shit. So yeah, please leave me questions right down here, and I'll try to come up with UFC questions, fight questions related for the next card, and questions that relate to in general. The last thing I did was kind of try to answer, conquering your fears about fighting in general, and I'll try to make more as time goes on and as the videos get better. So please be bold, and thank you.